Hi there everyone, this is Sean 007 1986. Oh boy, I never thought in a million friggin' years I would be talking about Lia Thomas. And yet, here we are. And for some reason this happened just before the draft, which is tomorrow. Oh God, I can't believe I'm actually doing this one. Yes, I might be doing a live stream of the draft, so you know, be sure to check that out. So we'll see how this plays out. But back to it. Enough of the seamless plug-in. I said seamless. So Lia Thomas has decided to come out on the attack. Yes, the former. Oh no, I'm trying to get my words together. Yes, the former University of Pennsylvania swimmer and trans woman. She decided to come out and attack women who tried to save women's sports by calling them transphobes. I wish I was fucking kidding. I really wish I was fucking kidding, but I'm not. I'm reading this from Outkick. Lia Thomas says feminists are just transphobes. Matt Riggle. No, this ought to be good. Former University of Pennsylvania swimmer and transgender woman Lia Thomas said that those standing up for women's rights in athletics are just pushing transphobic beliefs. Yes, because making sure that the women in athletics have an equal level playing field is somehow transphobic. I know. This is the type of bullshit we as a society live in nowadays. Let's not waste too much time going over the reasons why it's unfair for a biological man to compete against women. I mean, we all know this. Anyone who argues that at this point it's just being difficult, yeah, I mean, let's be real. Guys have a biological man has a massive advantage over women. I mean, it's freaking biology and science, for fuck's sake. It really is. But I must continue because reasons. Anyway, during an appearance on the podcast Dear Cider, the cider spelled with SCHUYLER, Thomas said these efforts to protect women's sports is nothing more than veiled transphobia. Oh, there we go again about the whole, anything that's against the correct thing, it's either racist, sexist, homophobe, transphobe. I mean, it's getting old at some fucking point. It's getting real old. It's like, oh, we respect Lia as a woman, as a trans woman or whatever. We respect her identity. We just don't think it's fair. Thomas said, you can't really have that sort of half support where you like, oh, I respect her as a woman here, but not here. Yeah, because who needs not nuanced thinking, right, Lia? Nuanced thoughts is a thing, and most people have it, despite what Thomas says. Even I have it sometimes. Respecting people who identify as transgender and also knowing that biological men have an advantage in many, many sports are not mutually exclusive. In fact, that's probably the prevailing point of the view. Support isn't blind, full steam ahead, run into all or nothing. To say otherwise is wildly indecision and, quite frankly, wrong. Alright, but let's hear her out. Maybe she has a good point. Probably not. But let's see. I swear, the writer for this article is cooking, man. Is cooking. They're using this guise of feminism to sort of push transphobic beliefs. I think a lot of people in that camp sort of carry an implicit bias against trans people, but don't want to. I guess, fully manifest or speak that out. And so they tried to just play it off as some sort of half support, Thomas said. I don't think they have an implicit bias. They're frustrated at the explicit advantage that a biological will have over them in these sports. They are also explicitly frustrated not with the trans women themselves, but with the progressive politics that led to opportunities being taken away from biological women in favor of making the trans person, or more nefariously, the people who seek woke street cred, feel good about themselves. I wanted to say what I'm about to say on that one, but he kind of beat me to it. I mean, he beat me to it. I would have said it too, but, it is what it is. But let's continue. Of course, Thomas and the host, swimmer Skylar Baylor, a trans man, i.e. biological woman, said there is information to dispel the pesky myth about biological sex and the advantage men have over women. Where that information is, they didn't say. Of course they didn't say. Of course they didn't say. Oh, of course. I mean, I was hoping. And they didn't say it, so it's like, called it. I would call it. Though they assure the audience that it exists somewhere. Perhaps Narnia? I can't think of anywhere else. I want to see Detroit. I really want to see Detroit. But no, it ain't that. California, maybe? I mean, I can see that. I can totally see that in California. Oregon? I mean, kinda? Walla Walla, Washington? Definitely Walla Walla, Washington. What? I can crack a joke on this one, can I? I still think it's in Detroit, though. Because you can't have shit in Detroit. Sorry, Detroit fans. I just had to put that out there. I do love you guys. Hey, at least hey, thank you. Also, before I want to say, thank you for getting rid of Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC. Hey, AFC, he's your problem now, bitches. All right, back to this. Blair claimed that this phantom study goes so that testosterone didn't provide an advantage. Are you fucking with me? You have to be, because there's no way on God's green earth would you say something that fucking stupid. And I can say something fucking stupid when I'm fucking bored. This is fucking stupid. Let me get back to it. Alright, never mind that taking extra testosterone is usually banned by most sporting bodies because it provides an advantage. What about musculature? Or what about bone structure? The observant facts don't live with the views of people like Thomas and Blair. So what do? They attempt to bend them so that they do. Of course, in this case, that did that poorly, but damn it, if they didn't give it the old college try anyway. The goal of protecting women's sports is exactly that. Blair claims that people who just want biological women to compete against biological women are harboring a hidden agenda. They are actually just hell bent on banning trans people for the sake of banning trans people. Yes. The "why are you so obsessed with me" argument. Oh yeah, I remember that argument. That is so. That is the most argument I ever seen in my fucking life. I think about how twisted feminism has become. has become their arguments. In order to exclude anybody in a trans category, you have to reduce women to reproductive capacity, which is, in my opinion, extremely anti-feminism, players say. Thomas Blair talks several times about Thomas not being considered a real woman. I know, right? He said, not me. That's not the point. It was, and it never was, and it never will. The bulk of the entire issue centers on the competitive advantage. Exactly. A quick thought exercise. Yay! Let's take trans people out of the equation entirely. Got a moment and do a quick thought exercise. Oh, and my brain needs work, so imagine if out of nowhere people say, okay, alright, it's okay for polar bears to compete in women's sports. Why? They say they want to. Yeah, that would be stupid. I'm not sure how much you know about polar bears, but here are 3 quick facts. They're big, they're strong, and they swim fast. They would annihilate anyone, male or female, in most sports. Also, they have a particular set of skills. I mean, okay, that one I'm not bullshit. I'm not bullshit when I said that one. Because let's be fucking real. You know Ice Bear from We Bare Bears on Cartoon Network, right? That bear has so many skills, it's not even funny. And he only speaks small in short sentences, but they're impactful. My favorite one will always be, "Oh, Ice Bear's friends are future enemies." That is GOAT tier material. They start winning medals and taking opportunities for biological women. Then, can you take a wild guess what would happen? If you say there will be a movement to ban polar bears from competing in women's sports. Congratulations on having basic critical thinking skills. Well, yeah, there's that, and it actually happened with Lia Thomas winning the NCAA championship in swimming and was ranked number one in the boards. However, that push to ban them wouldn't be because of polar bear phobia. It would be because they had an inherent advantage over biological women. That's the case here, and it always was. To shift the narrative the way Thomas and Blair try to is misguided at best and possibly misleading at worst. And those fighting this fight, like Riley Gaines, Riley Gaines, the former the champion swimmer who was attacked by woke trans activists in the San Francisco University thing. Yeah, there's her. That's one. Sage Steele. I like Sage Steele. She's always cute. Sam Ponder outkicks own Tommy Lauren and Charlie Darner, and the countless other women who are brave enough to speak up on this aren't on the forefront of the issue because of transgender people. They're doing it for biological women who are being pushed aside by the woke policies of the progressive left. Opponents of this idea knows this, but they have to try something. Otherwise, their argument starts to crumble around them faster than it already does. Yeah, and honestly, to be perfectly honest, I feel like it's kind of stupid to say that, oh, feminists are just transphobes. They really not. They never were. And they never will. They just want the benefit, the benefit and make sure that all women are safe. And trust me, it's not like I don't give a fuck about feminists. I think woke ass feminists are crazy as hell. But I got a friend of mine who is a feminist, not the woke kind, but the classical one, old school type. And she's the one she's the one I tend to tolerate. We're good friends. But I feel like it's kind of stupid, and they're trying to do everything in their power to try to get women to just shut up and just accept it. And of course, the progressive left ain't gonna side with the women. Oh no! And I can tell you, there's a very good reason why. The reason why is, noticeably, is because if they do, then they will be labeled as transphobes. So of course you're gonna side with them because they don't want to get hit with that fucking label. I mean, kind of makes sense if you think about it. Oh, it can. I mean, and if you think, and if you need more proof that Dems are more caring about transgender athletes competing than biological women athletes, well, there was a bill that passed that helped to protect women's sports. To protect women's sports in the House. Yeah, it was passed in the House with zero Democrat support. Yeah, not one single Democrat voted in support for that bill. Now it's going to head to the Senate, which I'm pretty sure it'll have little to zero chance of it getting passed in the Senate. I know that for a fucking fact. And for some, whatever fucking miracle, it does get passed. Joe Biden, the potato brain president, who, by the way, just announced he's going to be running again for 2024 for his re-election campaign, said that if it ever gets to his desk, he'll veto it. Like that. I mean, heck, and also, speaking of Lia Thomas, she was also advocating for Joe Biden's agenda to make amendment to Title IX. You know, the Title IX that's supposed to protect women. Well, they wanted to amend it to protect gender identities. Like I said, this is going to. There's no way. There's never going to be an end on this one. And I have a funny feeling it's about to get a lot worse than it already is. Of course, like I said, I read these stories, I read these stories, I always have to speak out my mind, but I just want to put out this one. I have no beef with transgenders. I never had, I never will. I am full of love. I always love everyone, even my enemies, even these Hispanos who I hate with every fiber of my being. I'm just reading what I have to read. But honestly, if you want my honest opinion on the whole situation, why not they just make another division that features transgenders facing off against each other? You know, making it even level playing field. Think about it. Men face off men in college sports, and professional sports. Women face off women in professional sports and college sports. Why not have transgenders face off against each other in competitive and college sports? Everyone wins, right? But you know, this is just me. I'm just speaking out of my tail because, well, that's what I usually do. I'm pretty sure you guys will probably give me some words of wisdom and everything in the comment section, and I know there's gonna be some trans activists gonna come in there and tell me, oh, you don't know what it's like to be a transgender in America. And my response to that one is like, yeah, well, you don't know how it feels like to be a black man in America. See, I can play that game too. I can fucking play that game too. But I would love to know what you think on this one. As always, be sure to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so don't miss an update, share with friends, share with neighbors, share with others, and that's about it. Until next time, this is Sean 007-1986 signing off. Thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, tomorrow at 8, I will be doing a live stream of the first round of the NFL draft. Yes, I know. And hey, before y'all say anything, yeah, I can't. There's a good chance you might see me with the Bud Light flag. Don't you worry. I don't even drink that shit. I mean, I did try it before the boycott, and let's just say it's glorified cat piss, to be perfectly honest. But that's just me and them. But, yeah. I will see you in the next one. Again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me ramble like, you know, I always do. And, I'll catch you later. God bless you all. And fuck you, Lia Thomas. Fuck you.